At one point, Jeremy Hunt said, "Today I will do something that was not possible when we were in the EU." And I was like, what's that, mate? Die of malnutrition. Also announced in the budget was free wraparound childcare for kids who haven't been born yet. Can you hear that noise? Can you hear it ever so slightly? That's my unborn grandkids telling you to fuck off. And every budget, they love to use phrases like, "We're just putting money back into the pockets of the good old-fashioned British taxpayer." Don't patronise us, mate. Our pockets are threadbare. We haven't even got any keks anymore. If Britain was an item of clothing, would be a pair of undercrackers with the gusset missing. Within the budget, there's a bunch of tax cuts for the wealthy, or the pension millionaires, as they call them. And the Tories are saying that this is to convince senior doctors to stay in their role. But if you can afford to retire when you're 55, I'm not saying you haven't earned it, but all I'm saying is you're probably not in dire need of financial assistance. Oh yes, under the previous tax rules, we could only visit our chalet in the Dordogne once every quarter. My heart bleeds for you. What about the junior doctors, whose average take-home pay is statistically less than it was 2 decades ago? But Jeremy Hunt just kept banging on about the 4Es, which coincidentally was what the last Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng looked like he'd taken at the Queen's funeral. We're about to enter the biggest fall in living standards since records began, and if you're defending that or saying it's not that bad, you've been sniffing marker pens, mate. Whenever the phrase "since records began" is used, it's not good. If you heard that on the weather forecast, tomorrow it's going to be the worst rain since records began, are you just ignoring that and going, "Oh, come on everyone, it's not that bad, go and hang your washing out"? This government is taking us back to the 50s. If they could, they'd bring back black and white telly and conical bras. The UK economy is set to perform even worse than Russia's, so being embedded in an illegal, never-ending war whilst under sanctions from the entire globe is still somehow not as bad for your economy as suffering from a big bad dose of long Tory.